Welcome back to the Billabong Pro Tahiti. Round 1 underway. Heat 9 hitting the lineup now with Sebastian Zietz, the current world number 10, out there up against Josh Kerr and Jadson Andre. Ross, a couple of events ago we were talking about title chances. We've backed off on that while we're at the break. This wave came through for Josh Kerr. Didn't find the exit. Sebastian Zietz tucked into this one.
Wow. Josh Kerr, crazy looking takeoff, was trying to wrangle his board, and pretty hefty wipeout for Josh. And we could see Sebastian Zietz, clean start there, nice little knee drop. That's a very common technique all the boys on tour use to slow themselves down. So just a decent barrel for Sebastian, 6.33, and then Jadson Andre, a bit of a sleeper. Very comfortable out here. Always tries to tell everyone.
And even though he loves this location, the event has been hard for him. He hasn't been past the third round. As we see Seabass up once again. A 6.33 on his first wave, getting a little bit more cover on this ride. Sebastian Zietz.
That help you compete. Sebastian has found that magic this year. But his style of surfing, growing up in Hawaii, there's waves like this at home for Sebastian, so he's always been very comfortable, on shallow reef waves, and you wouldn't even blink an eye if you said, "Oh, Sebastian, he's won an event at Chopes." He's one of those guys that can definitely get it done out here, Ronnie.
Well, look at that technique. Just really pulling his knees in and staying over his board. Wanted to get that clean run, riding high in the barrel in case it started to pinch towards the end there. Yeah,
you can see right there the bottom dropped out underneath him, so he kind of stomped on the deck of his board and planted himself, grabbing the rail the entire time. Not a ton of room. You can see this barrel a little shorter and smaller, so he had to really stay tight to his deck. That's why he kind of pick-dogged that thing and stayed connected to his rail, but beautiful technique there. Definitely was deep inside that barrel.
Well, have a look at this. We've got a wave approaching here for Jadson Andre, using his priority, finding some nice cover and the exit. Doesn't worry about adding points.
That east wind is brushing it offshore, so pretty clean face there for Jaddy to work with. That wave not as shallow as he would have liked, so a little bit of almond roca right there. You can see it's pretty open at the start, and as he came out, it shut down just a little bit. That's going to keep the score okay.
Sebastian Zietz establishing a pretty decent early lead, but Josh Kerr has a nice looking section here as he tucks in, just stalling. So getting some nice cover at the start, but it was just a quick barrel.
Such a great surfer. Here we go, live action.
Sebastian Zietz in a deeper position. He'll find his way out. And that should score pretty well with the judges. Position right behind the peak there.
It reminds me a bit of dropping into a quarter pipe, Ronnie. If you have any kind of weight pushing back, you're going to fall flat on your butt. So you got to have everything leaning forward, which is kind of, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. You're looking at shallow reef. There's a lip chasing you behind. But if you're going to get into this barrel, you gotta have a very positive, definite movement down the face. So these guys, great technique, getting right on that front foot, right over their knee. See that chest on his front knee. All the momentum going down because he saw that barrel was chasing him. For Sebastian Zietz, again, look at that front knee. He's going to put that chest right on there, pushing on the gas, Ronnie, because that barrel was, he was pretty tucked in behind that foam ball. He didn't have the luxury to just chill and kind of hang out in there.
During the replays, Jadson Andre tucked into this one. An insider, not quite as big as the waves we saw Josh Kerr and Sebastian Zietz on. And it shouldn't really factor into the heat. And the world's best have plugged themselves into a couple of bombs. Here we go, Josh Kerr, late drop here. The wave didn't barrel initially, and it's not going to do anything special on the inside either. Just under 15 minutes to go before the break. We were talking about the evolution of backside surfing. You mentioned names like Bruce and Andy Irons. As we see Jadson now on the forehand, he's not going to get too much cover. You mentioned those. They don't waste those opportunities when the bigger sets come. As we see now, Jadson from deep, getting a long barrel. Not one of the bigger waves, but spent a lot of time behind the curtain there. 8 minutes remaining.
It's a smaller wave. It's a little more crumbly. You can see he's kind of laboring through this barrel, but he got a lot of cover time. He was in that barrel for, maybe 4 or 5 seconds. So you're going so fast out here. It's the reason why people kind of fly out the back. They're just trying to get out of harm's way.
Here goes Zietz again, using priority for this one. Casual under the lip, lets go of the rail and then grabs to make sure of the exit. And he kicks out. A little bit more steezy riding out of that one.
Clean exit. So again, this wave does not finish into, we'll get back to that.
Jadson now, he stands tall. And not too many surfers have been able to do that today, but Jaddy, super casual there and looks for more on the inside. And that wave is very shallow right there. It looks like he did go over the falls. Let's just see how he fares here. An awkward position to be in as Josh Kerr gets spat into the channel.
Kind of like a dork. It's because this wave all finishes on the reef. So it doesn't spit you out into a nice cushy channel. You know, this is just a corner, like an elbow in the reef. You got to kick out to get out of the way before you hit dry reef. Here's Josh. Well, how's that technique right there? Nice pump. Even though he's holding his rail on his backhand, he still managed to get a couple bobbles, a couple pumps inside the barrel to get that speed up. So very cool barrel there for Josh. That should be his best score. But again, we talked about that rhythm all day. Usually one guy in these three-man heats kind of somehow has the magic to get the best wave. And that's definitely been this guy right here. Nice and deep. There's the front knee. Dragging just a little bit again.
Well, let's have a look at Jadson's wave once again. It was nice on the takeoff.
This is an awesome wave to be a part of when you're surfing, but maybe not if you have a jersey on. You know, he stood tall, which felt so nice, but guaranteed, you know, the judges kept it low because he didn't continue to slow down. So when you stand tall and kind of arch your back like that, you're letting go of the wall and you're going to gain speed. So right here, he's just kind of cruising. There he goes. Oh, you know what? I'm a little too flying out into the channel. He tried to drag both arms. So another good example how actually on your forehand.
Zietz is going to be powering through to the next round. Or round 3, I should say. And we'll see Josh Kerr and Jadson Andre again in round 2. Solid heat score total, 16.07. The second highest of the day for Sebastian Zietz.